What's up, everybody? It's Optimus Magnum, and welcome to another episode of the fourth quarter. And if you're not familiar with the fourth quarter, it's a 10-minute timer. I have four topics, or four quarters of topics, and I run through them under the 10-minute timer. And when the timer's up, the show's over. So let's get right into it. And the first topic of the day is the Richard Sherman Darrelle Revis Twitter battle. Darrelle Revis basically called out Richard Sherman because Richard Sherman claims to be one of the best corners in the NFL. And I'll read you some of these tweets. Darrelle Revis said, "I never seen a man before run his mouth so much like this girl, or like girl. This dude just steady putting my name in his mouth to get notoriety. And my boy, something got more followers than Richard Sherman. Sit down, young pup, and wait your turn." Richard Sherman said, "Got off my flight to see this hilarious convo. So I have 8 picks, 3 forced fumbles, and a sack. My season stats looking like Revis' career stats." And then he said, for the QB not throwing his way argument in his second year, they were throwing his way. I still doubled his picks. And Darrelle Revis said, "That's like you saying you're better than Deion Sanders, and since he's not playing no more, he's irrelevant for what he's done." Hey everyone, Richard Sherman wants to be a lockdown corner. He wants to be in the talks of a lockdown corner, so follow him so he can become one. And then he puts, Richard Sherman says, "One season you will get 8 picks, but it won't happen anytime soon. I did it in my second season, so you have something to chase." And then Darrelle Revis said, "This dude just interrupted my NBA 2K game because he has dreams to be a lockdown corner. Haha, keep dreaming." So my thoughts on it is, this is hilarious. First and foremost, this is hilarious. And I'm a 49er fan, so I really am a little biased sometimes, but I just think that Richard Sherman's just biting a little more than he can chew there. I think Darrelle Revis is the best corner in the NFL, and he's proven over the last few years. Richard Sherman pretty much just had a great year this year, and who's to know when wide receivers and quarterbacks study him, what's going to happen next year. So we can't really say anything. You can't really justify it. But until then, I just believe Darrelle Revis is the best corner in the NFL. He was the best corner until he got hurt. So in my opinion, he's the best corner in the NFL when he comes back, and until he's proven not to be. But quarterbacks didn't really throw his way very much, and when they did, he pretty much got the ball or batted it down or intercepted it. Darrelle Revis is a ball hawk. He's a good player. He's very strong, and to me, he's a really good lockdown corner. Now, Richard Sherman, I seen him get beat by Stevie Johnson a lot in the Bills game, even though they were blowing him out, but he still got beat. I saw Roddy White beat him deep in the playoffs. He's a person that can get beat. I don't see really Darrelle Revis giving up that much touchdowns. The only thing I can remember is a Randy Moss one-handed catch that beat him deep. Other than that, I really don't see Darrelle Revis getting beat. So, that being said, we're moving on. Jerry Buss died at the age of 80. And he took over the Lakers in 1979 and won 10 championships as their owner. And they had a big ceremony for him, and a lot of former players spoke, including Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson, of course, Kobe Bryant. And I just wanted to give a quick moment of silence for the Lakers owner, and our thoughts and prayers go out to Jerry Buss's family, and the rest of the Laker organization as they deal with that. And I mean, it's already tough times as the Lakers are battling to try to make the playoffs, and things are going bad with Dwight Howard and Kobe and all the new coach and things like that. And for this to happen, it's probably shaking up the Lakers just a little bit. But they played well the other day against the Celtics, and just a quick moment of silence for Jerry Buss and his family. All right, moving on. The draft combine is coming up, and a lot of people are looking forward to all the players going in there. A couple quarterbacks like Matt Barkley and Geno Smith. People are looking at the linemen, of course. Monte Teo, they want to see his interview and things like that. But the thing I am looking forward to the most when it comes to the draft combine is if Rich Eisen's going to beat his time from last year. And if you guys don't know, Rich Eisen always runs the 40. He's been doing it for the last 7 years. And his time has significantly gotten better over the years. And last year he ran his best time ever, and it was a 6.03. And I want to see him finally get under 6. You know, if he runs a 5 something, that'd be awesome. He's been looking great. He's been, you know, getting himself prepared for it every year. Under Armour always gives him like his own like shoe and stuff. So I'm pretty excited to see him run that. It's always a blast when he does it, and it always makes me laugh when they like do the simulcast. Players running towards him, so you'll see Rich Eisen running by, and then you'll see the other player, like the fastest player, go right by him, and then they'll give Rich Eisen a head start, and then they'll have the player still, you know, beat him in the end and stuff like that, and then they have like the slowest player go against him, and he still beats him, and they give him a head start for that too. So I'm curious to see what Rich Eisen does and how he runs his 40 this year. So that's always a fun time when it comes to watching the draft combine. At least for me, that's what it is. You know, I do like looking at the players and seeing how they do, and seeing what, you know, what teams might be looking at each player. But the Rich Eisen 40 is probably what steals the show for me. But moving on, number 8 Syracuse is going to be playing number 11 Georgetown. Both teams are tied right now for the Big East lead with 10-3 marks, with a third team, Marquette, also tied with them at 10-3. But as all of you know, Syracuse-Georgetown is a huge NCAA basketball rivalry, and it's going to be intense. I believe the game's at the Carrier Dome. It's going to be a great, awesome game. Syracuse, of course, led by Michael Carter-Williams, who's averaging 8 assists, and he's averaging almost 14 points a game. Guy is, or averaging almost 13 points a game. This guy is a beast. And Syracuse is a good young squad, along with Georgetown, who really wasn't expected to be this good this year. And they're 20-4. Syracuse is 22-4. But Georgetown, ranked number 11, is led by Otto Porter Jr., who was just playing lights out basketball. He was hurt for a little while. That's Hoyle struggled a little bit, but he's back, and the whole team's pretty much healthy now. And they're also young, a lot of sophomores and juniors and freshmen on that team, and led by, of course, John Thompson III, who's running that awesome Princeton offense, which pretty much keeps you in any game. And when you play tight defense along with that kind of offense, it pretty much keeps you in any game. And they're pretty much able to hang on to, or hang with a lot of better teams because of their style of play. And Syracuse, of course, with that lockdown 2-3 zone, it's really hard to try to beat that 2-3 zone. It's hard. You gotta have really good ball movement, and you gotta have crisp passing and fast passing in order to beat that zone, and in order to attack it. And it's really, really a hard 2-3 zone to beat. I mean, a lot of teams play 2-3 zone and 3-2 zones and things like that, but for some reason Jim Boeheim's is just a little bit different, and the way they run that is just really hard to beat. So look for these teams to battle hard-nosed Big East basketball, and let's see what happens as they battle it out. I mean, it's going to be a really, really good game. And over the years, I've watched some great Georgetown-Syracuse battles, all the way from the times when pretty much Ewing was on Georgetown, and the Alonzo Mournings, the Allen Iversons, the Sherman Douglas, the Derek Coleman, what's his name, Wallace. Just all the battles over the years with Syracuse and Georgetown. It's going to be awesome to watch, and it's really good to see when both of those two teams are actually in first place and they're battling for the top spot in the Big East, because it's just a good thing to see for the Big East. I think Syracuse is going to be leaving the Big East soon, but it's always good to see Georgetown play them. And it's, like I said, it's one of the biggest rivalries you'll ever see in college basketball. And if you get a chance to watch it Saturday, make sure you watch it. I have to work, so I'll be recording it, but I'll definitely be watching when I get home. Hopefully nobody tells me the score because I want to see that. But if you're looking for a great college basketball game, look for that one. Syracuse, I believe, has had the easier schedule this year. They haven't played, I don't think they've played like the amount of teams that Georgetown has played, but they're still good nonetheless. And Georgetown's played like number 1 Indiana, they've played Louisville, which Syracuse played Louisville too, but Georgetown's played like Tennessee and teams like that. Syracuse lost to Temple, I believe, and Georgetown beat UCLA also this year, who's ranked number 11, I think, or ranked number 10 or something like that. But anyways, guys, this is coming to an end. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave some comments in the comment section. Leave me some topic choices, and I'll try to get to them as best I can and maybe cover a topic in the next show. All right, guys? Take care. This is Optimus Magnum for the fourth quarter, signing out. Peace, y'all.